Bol Bol has been very impressive so far this summer league, putting up tons of points, even becoming a little bit of a better rebounder. But in my opinion, he still has a long way to go to be an NBA All-Star, and it's looking like he's more likely going to be another Thon Maker. Everyone says he was a steal for the Nugget, slipping all the way down in his second round, but there have been some legitimate challenges in developing him, and it's not just his health. Just like Thon Maker, he happens to be on a team with a generational talent who plays his position and brings a similar skill set. Thon Maker was coming up with the Bucks when they had Giannis Antetokounmpo at a young time. And Giannis could handle, he shot the ball not so well, but truly, Maker didn't deliver on his shooting either. Thon also didn't work on his body that much or bring physicality to the position, making it nearly impossible for him to be a center, whereas Giannis bulked up, going from a 6'10" small forward as a 3 to being able to be a true small ball 5 by getting more muscular and physically imposing. Bol Bol at the same rate has Nikola Jokic, who just won the MVP. Now, let's speak about the physicality a bit more as well. The NBA, for a while, did shift away from players that are plotting big men. We saw Roy Hibbert and other guys like that go away from being dominant centers in the league. But somehow, there has been an efficiency resurgence of bigger players who can be efficient scorers in the paint and facilitate offense because of their skill. Guys like Joel Embiid and Jokic are amongst the bigger centers in the league, Nikola Vucevic as well, and they're showing that they can use their skill to still dominate the game, even if they're not fast end to end, even if they're not switchable defenders. It would help Bol Bol to get bigger. If I think about a guy like Mo Bamba, he's a similar player who came into the league at roughly the same size Bol is now, and he had the promise of being able to shoot the ball really well. But the lack of size made him a less efficient rebounder compared to the guy he was backing up, Nikola Vucevic. Now, listed at 7'2" and 220 pounds, Bol Bol is having all of the same struggles. Of all the 7-foot tall players in the league, he is the second lightest, but the 6th tallest. Of all the 7-footers, he had the 7th worst defensive rebounding rate and was tied for the worst offensive rebounding rate last season. If Bol wants to get better in the NBA, his shooting on the inside needs to be vastly improved, as he only shot 47% on all of his 2-point shots. Now, he can dominate at the rim, shooting 80% of his shots that are layups basically, but a shot that's a little bit outside of the restricted area, he doesn't have the strength to get all the way to the restricted area, and he doesn't get the typical positioning that he would against smaller, less skilled players, as his strength is not an asset to him. So things like floaters and junk hooks, he's not getting to his spots. And from 5 to 9 feet from the basket, he's only scoring 25% of his shots. He is a below average rebounder as well, and again, it comes back to strength and maybe some positional awareness as well, as he only averaged 0.2 box outs per 36 minutes across 32 games for the Nuggets last season, a rate lower than his smallest teammate, Facundo Campazzo. A coach like Mike Malone is going to want to see bodies on bodies. He wants to see guys play playoff caliber basketball at all times, and like Michael Porter Jr., he was able to really add value to his game by becoming a threat on the offensive glass. Bol Bol needs to do the same thing. The last thing about Bol Bol's game is that it's not well utilized for the way the game is played right now, specifically at a higher level or in the playoffs. Bol Bol is best utilized in transition, and he has dominated the summer league so far because he's able to get out on the breaks, and in his moments as a spot-up shooter, he's knocking down his shots. However, he's not yet capable of attacking a set defense. The summer league is one of those leagues that unfortunately there's a lot more freedom of movement and play because it's a lot of college guys just getting put together. It's harder for these teams to run sets. It's harder for them to run complex defensive schemes. They tend to have a lot of turnovers, a lot of blocks, things to get out on the break. And while his numbers have been flashy, since he can't get down low positioning, he's not being seen as a post-up weapon in all reality. He's really more of a face-up player, and he comes from away to the basket, towards the basket to get his shots. And against closing defenses, he hasn't really shown himself a reasonable passer at any point in his career. Something I think Bol can develop and is working on in the summer league is trying to be more of a facilitator. However, so far this summer league, he has 6 turnovers and 1 assist. And for his career, he has actually averaged twice as many turnovers as assists in NBA minutes. The bigger issue overall, however, is the Nuggets play through Jokic, and as a result, they have one of the slower paces in the league, coming in 27th last season and 29th the year before that. This is a team that doesn't want to get out to run, and that's going to hurt a guy like Bol Bol. it's hard to see Bol fitting into that specific offense at a high level, especially when the other front court players in Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. are more versatile as two-way players. He's currently a backup to a league MVP. He's undersized by weight at his position, and with his misfit size and skill combination, it makes it hard for him to fit in a traditional half-court offense. Unless he can overcome all of this, he won't fit with the Nuggets and will be closer to a Thon Maker than a top player in the league like his initial recruiting suggested. I want to thank you guys for sticking all the way through to the end of the video. If you like the content, drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, comment if you sub down below, and let me know what player I should address next. Here's 2 more videos. You can also subscribe to the channel or follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dannouf Sports. I hope to see you guys soon.